the start streaming button. It's not a stream without scuff, right? All right, there. Well, at least I know that that's working properly. Hello, everyone. Saribot has joined. Oh, apologies for the yawning. I did take an eating nap before we just started words. Anyway, as it says, and I've said this before. I read this before. I think when I started this game the first time. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There's only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. And this is Slay the Princess. Pristine Cut. Even there's a nifty little thing here. And they've got a few new things here. I don't think. Oh, hello. Ooh, that's gonna be fun to fill out. I don't think I need anything on sus. Self-voicing. No, I'm not gonna worry about self-voicing. I think this should all be fine. All of these things are as they are. Yep, I don't think anything needs to be adjusted particularly. I think I'm just gonna go. Well, no, I should have prior progress. I think or maybe. So I have my prior loads, but I don't think my prior gameplay counts towards the memories because the memories are new, or the memory function is new, I should say. So it should all come out as we go, and I'm gonna start from the beginning anyway, and just gonna see where it goes. I think it's also been long enough that I don't really remember my previous choices, and I'm not gonna pull up a guide this time. So we're just gonna see how it goes. So we shall start a new game with the hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I mean, given things today. Viva la revolution!
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I mean, I don't believe a word you say, but that's
We're not going to go through
here
with
nor
this, right?
there.
She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Do you?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Considering everything. I mean, obviously, not talking about it, but I kind of feel stabby. So I think I'm just going to go with stabby. Obviously, I know which princess that starts us with. I also think when I played this the first time, I was a little more cautious. I mean, I was going in blind, but I was still a little more on the cautious side. So, oh, hang on a second. I'm gonna. There. Sorry. I don't know why it bothers me to see the outlines on my windows. Anyway.
You take the
Stabby!
blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hey, is I come here to kill you?
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
It's a single room. She's
You
gonna
walk
see
down
me
the
coming in.
stairs
There's
and
not
lock
gonna be
eyes
much
with the
surprise
princess.
narrator.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Someone pointed out that even when you get like the prisoner who has like 3 chains around her, there's always an empty chain, and that's signifying that technically it was you. Like it's your chain, but you're no longer attached to it. I mean, spoilers for the end of the game, but you two being of the same. Anyway.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare.
But, Hero, I'm feeling stabby today.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
But I want it to be.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End
But
this.
But I want to fuck around and find out. I love you, princess. I do. I'm just doing this to be a pest today. I'm not dropping the blade.
I'm positive.
Sure?
I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Yeah, let's
You
just go.
charge the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck. Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red.
Oh, damn.
Finish your task quickly before you run out of time.
And blood. You know, don't forget running out of blood. Blood is kind of important. Also, there is 0 kitties near me. The only one in the room that I could physically see is Prompto, and he is asleep on my table, which is too far for my arms to reach. You just straight up die.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
I've never noticed her blade before. It's interesting.
The two of you collapse on the floor together,
Man, the
rapidly
teeth.
bleeding out.
Somehow, I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Whoops. Oh, I got Razor first. Nice.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, she's gonna kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice.
Yeah.
You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
Narrator, you really are so full of shit.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
I cheated.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
You said that last time. You said that last time.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
She did. Point of contention, she didn't stab, she sliced. But we still die.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Quite literally made for this job. Oh, pardon just a moment. I meant to do something. Let's... Where is your self-promo? There it is. We go. I had one more channel I was going to go post my thing to, and I forgot. Oh, okay. Why should I listen to
Those
you?
are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We did exactly what you said.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Sounds to me like you probably had some kind of elaborate nightmare, in which case I shouldn't be held accountable for what supposedly happened. But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything?
If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
You know, you don't have to mock me, narrator. Excuse me.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
At least you know not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else.
Who is everyone else, narrator? Who is everyone else? Where is everyone else?
She just caught us by surprise last time. She can't do that twice. So long as we're careful, we can win this. That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
Just be quick about it. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
The fact that it's undercomplicated is the problem, narrator. They slay her.
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Goddamn hero.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
If anyone's special here, it's her. That was a nasty trick she pulled on us.
I've
You're
told you
being
everything you need to
fishy.
know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
You didn't tell us about her knife last time, though.
That's because she's unarmed. And more than that, it's because there wasn't a last time. She just can. But she's still only a princess. You're fully up to the task you've been given, so long as you remember that.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Fuck
And
you.
away we go.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy.
Dang it. I should have saved.
What's going on?
I can get Razor
Where
again.
are we? That son of a bitch flipped over the table, didn't he?
Flipped over the table. I like that. world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by textured nothingness. It is quiet. There's a distant rumbling, the sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. High hands. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness to wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. Oh, that's kind of weird. Like, because you didn't bring a princess vessel. You're kind of, she's kind of being like, well, what's this that I can crawl? Oh, wait, no, that's you, and you're already full. This is a nightmare. Wake up. It's not. Oh, whoops. I broke it.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
This right here. You see no more people. Where are the only people? Where are the other people, narrator?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you. Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Leia's pretty to prompto.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, now I can pet
The
a kitty.
interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Now
The
I
air
can
is
pet a
stale and musty,
kitty.
and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
He's a sleepy boy. He got his face, his head on my shoulder. He's so cute. You're an adorable boy. Whoop.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's see. Can I get Razor
You take
again?
the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I'm gonna try to get Razor again. I didn't realize it was gonna cut me off.
The door to the basement creaks open.
Can I skip? Yeah, I can skip. Okay. I think I'm here to kill you.
Are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Oh my god, Prompto. As soon as you set him down, he did a big old stretch and then he just flopped right back where he was. Here's
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
I know. You brought a knife.
I'm just gonna skip. all
You
this.
ignore the trembling in your hands and
You poor thing.
I'm just gonna go.
You go
Wait.
into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Let's go.
You charge the
Nope,
princess,
nope.
blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
Nope, nope. I'm gonna get fucking adversary.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
Nope.
But she doesn't stop there. She
Oh my
kicks you
God.
a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess.
What? Huh?
As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity.
We forgot to put it away. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's not good. But at least we have the sauce. Yeah. Yep.
You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs.
Crunchy.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Tower.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh,
and
tower
at
and
the end
a
of that path
apotheosis?
is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
I know
If
some
you
of
don't,
these
It will be the end of the world.
got. Oh, now I'm curious. I am curious. Which routes got new content? Slate princess. Get new content. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to get that one. There's also Princess and the Dragon. Spectre. Cage. Okay, I did go look it up just because I was curious. I know that some of them got different ones. Oh, those are cute. I am gonna just play through. Normally on the first 4 routes. I think that's what we're gonna do. And then I'll do the. Oh god, it's hard to choose. I may have to wheel spin to see which one of the new ones we're gonna get. Okay, sorry.
It hasn't.
Apologies.
Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's
Ah,
nothing we can do to
Broken.
stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
Broken, you
She is
goddamn
not going to
simp.
kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
I only say Broken is a simp and not romantic or smitten because Broken legitimately just folds to her. Da 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 da.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
I'm actually curious. Oh wait, no, isn't it like the stranger that you get if you just continually reject going to the cabin? Man, I don't know.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Say something. Sorry, I'm getting distracted, but my brain is like Brinkleburr. Brinkleburr. Yeah, okay. Now that I think about it, I am missing. There's a bunch of the game that I actually haven't seen because I've only unlocked 48% of the achievements. I mean, I probably wouldn't do these all on stream just because. Yeah, maybe I would. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless. She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking
Rude.
that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Rude.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Oh, hi, Tip.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
What people? What people?
If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother?
I do think it's
We might
interesting
as
that
well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains, and let her do whatever
Excuse
she
me.
wants. It's all the same in the end.
Oh my god, Broken. It is interesting that we know that the narrator was from a world where there were people, because that was part of the problem, was that people were dying, and he didn't want death anymore, but like, you think he could fill this world with at least a few more people to make it more believable that, you know, we're actually ending an entire world if we don't do what we're supposed to do.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying
Okay.
her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Let's go to the cabin.
A warning.
Before you go any further, she will lie, cheat. Oh, let's skip that. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and start pretending we're capable of doing anything in those situations. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. No, because you're going to simp for the fact that she can basically crush you.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
Thank you, hero.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
You're being a bit of a pessimist.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her?
given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
I mean, you kind of don't. Either way, she's gonna wind up fucking killing us.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
Okay. I am going to. I'm actually gonna save, but I don't remember what pages I have saved. Oh my god, I have so many saves. I'm gonna BRB so I can go get food, because I am so hungry. Meow.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Hi. Also, I'm back. Hello. Obviously. Apologies if you hear munching. I am also eating my dinner.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Except the mirror you don't want to talk about.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
About as ridiculous as I feel listening to you sometimes,
We
narrator.
should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Aw, don't be that way. You're an adorable burb. Do we fight to get the apotheosis? I can't remember if we fight to get the apotheosis or not. Well, you know what? Fuck it, going in blind.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I say that every time.
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
Big lady.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Death by snoo snoo. Death by snoo snoo.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
I love the chanting and the music at this part.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You've brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
I don't mean to.
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel. Are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle and your knees hit the floor.
Yes, ma'am.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
Okay.
The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
Doesn't she already know why we're here, though?
Do you think holding shut your beak is enough to stop me from prying it open? Do you think your skull can save your thoughts from being seen? You're less broken than I thought. Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters.
Whoopsies.
Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants. No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Oh. What are you going to try to make me do with it? I'm going to kill you. You're not kidding about the divine hand. Who is doing this? Is it her? Is it you? No. Literally can't say any of this.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad. Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
Were we? I hate you. I hate you so much, all of you. Stop making me do things. I'm going to kneel here forever.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To defy me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance.
I mean, you're not entirely wrong.
Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What?
Ma'am.
You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this. Oh, we'll end this all right.
Oopsies.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her. Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson.
Oh boy.
Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Don't-
broken.
As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
buddy, I don't know if you're reading the room, but I don't have a choice.
It's what she wants. You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. The blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you.
Yummy.
Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next. Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
I mean, I'm an artist. I can do impressionist paintings.
You continue
That was
to
a bad
approach the
joke, I'm
princess,
sorry.
even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand.
Mm.
My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's the meaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
What if we ever get the option to do this? Maybe if I took a different way to do it, way of getting to her. You know what? We'll just go for broke. Fuck it, we ball.
No.
Yes, though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you as you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance.
Yeah.
She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest. As you find your target,
Oh my god!
she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh.
We can do this, can't we?
You always could.
The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Bro, could shut up.
Shut up.
Thank you.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You
You heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks.
Oof.
Numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own
Oh my
wounds
God.
as well.
I haven't seen this one before.
She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
I'll have an answer for that, ma'am.
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
But don't watch,
Princess has
Broken.
been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall. But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty. Aside from the pain, I feel fine.
Oh,
She collapses to the floor.
I got
Her
God
glassy
Killer.
eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear as the two of you perish together. I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we?
Nope. Unfortunately.
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something. I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
It's interesting that she changes based on your perception of her. So it was you attacking successfully, changing her in that moment because she had to use her hands because she's like, I feel myself changing, I feel myself defiled because I had to use my hands. Ah, the fury! No! Oh my
On a
God, Broken.
path in the woods. And at the end of the path, okay, what the hell is that?
Broken sobbing and flesh are my two guesses. Oh, Jesus Christ, we broke the broken. I didn't think it was possible. We broke the broken.
I think he's upset.
To put it mildly, hero.
What's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
Sure did.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was, and ever will be.
Broken, you have so many problems.
Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us, and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her. It's
And
hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really gotten a say in things.
What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
Well, rude.
We died. If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. To her. Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think we have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change.
Second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it. Then what happens? Have you even been listening? It's the end is what happens.
Okay, but it was the end the last few times, too.
Yeah, but is there something after the end?
Mm-hmm.
How am I supposed to know? The end means finality. It's not like I can just peek on over to the other side and tell you what it's like there. If there even is a there, it doesn't matter because we're going to win.
Now that's exactly the sort of mindset I like to see. Don't let yourself be consumed with self-doubt. Don't flirt with oblivion. Just focus on the present and everything will be absolutely fine.
Okay, we're going. Yeah, squishy.
Good. We're all on the same page.
Squishy squelchy.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her.
That's it? No final words of advice?
I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now, and you're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining. The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat. That's horrible. You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. A mirror? There is no mirror. There's the pedestal, the blade sitting on the pedestal, and the door to the basement. Just to tell us where the door is? I'd like to get back to fighting, and if you want us to kill her so bad, I'm sure you feel the same. No more messing around. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say exactly?
He thinks we've lost him, that we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
Your self-awareness is showing broken. You might want to cling on to that.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you.
It went away after we touched it last time. Let's just do it again.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange.
It really is just like last time. Are we really hallucinating? Why here? Why now? Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there?
We won't be able to see anything if we smash it.
Nah, I'm with him on this one. Smash it! Let's get violent already. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time. You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Why am I not surprised?
You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odour an oppressive violence. the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat. See how you've soured my once divine melody.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination, and we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Excuse me.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
It doesn't matter what we are. She needs slaying, and we've got the means to do it, so let's get a move on. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here, and it's why your task is so important. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us. We don't even have a weapon. It doesn't matter. I refuse to go out any way that isn't kicking and screaming.
I mean, we kind of know the answer to this. We happened to her.
Time happened.
Oh.
You happened.
Yep.
But none of that matters. We're together again, and I'll have my pound of flesh.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
Whoops.
No, that's our stuff. She can't just do that.
She just did. Unfortunate, I know, but reality is reality.
You should all just be grateful she's decided to keep us alive. Even in her defilement, she is merciful.
Oh my god, broke
We're not
down.
out for the count just yet.
But we didn't even bring a weapon.
Yes, because we knew it was over.
No weapon this time? It's almost as if you were planning on dying here. As if I'd grant you such a mercy. No, we're going to make this last forever.
I just realized there are nails in her head.
Let's see how deep we need to dig to find the defiant little spark of your soul. This will hurt you.
Something infiltrates you. Though you do not see it, you feel it, slithering into your disaster of a body, seeping into the gaps between your molecules. The body of a sapient creature has, on average, 30 trillion cells, and each one of those cells is composed of 100 trillion some odd atoms. One of those cells is peeled from the others. 100 trillion atoms are gone.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Yes? I think.
Oh,
Then 2 are peeled away. Then 4.
okay. You know, Broken, I still don't like you, but you have a point. She's impressive.
This is nothing. Nothing! 8, 16, 32, 64. Whatever is happening to us, it's happening faster. 128. 256. 512.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
1024. 2048. 4096. 8192. I feel small. Smaller than before. 16,384. 32,768. 65,536.
Narrator, my last eternity would be so much better without math. You are 10,000% correct.
You can't just count us into oblivion.
Apparently she is.
131,000.
And I don't like it.
262,144.
No, sir, I don't like it.
524,288. What happens when it gets higher? Like, really higher?
Oh, maybe she just keeps the last atom of us or something.
Nothing. Just like nothing's happening now.
This doesn't seem like nothing, Stubborn.
But something is happening now. Something in us is liquefying. Something that started small but that keeps getting bigger.
1,048,000. The hundreds don't matter anymore.
Thank you. I'm glad you're not counting anymore.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
I didn't realize it's getting... Background is changing.
2,096,000.
Okay, I thought you were done counting.
4,192,000.
Fucking smartass.
8,384,000. I don't like this waiting for something to happen. But it's taking so long. 16,768,000. 33,536,000. 67,072,000. Your eyes are useless. 134 million. The thousands don't matter anymore. Your blood begins to go places it shouldn't.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Ugh. You know, that question actually does start to be creepy after a while.
There's the pain. I can feel it now. But we can handle this. We can't let her win.
We can't handle anything. We're at her mercy.
What fucking happens if I die here? Does this vessel just not go back? Ooh, hello!
268 million. We don't need to count anymore.
Okay, thank you.
Your
I'm
lungs
glad.
fill with liquid. You smell things you shouldn't. You choke on pieces of what used to be you. Doesn't matter, because we're still alive. You are deconstructed. You are reconstructed.
Whoa.
A square you. A round you. A you with too many legs.
Oh.
A you with many mouths which won't stop screaming. Then all of it, pressed into a ball, tightly packed into the size of a fist. What does you even mean anymore? We just keep changing into horrible things we can't control. Make it stop, please. Make it stop. Please make it stop. You means we exist. There has to still be a way for us to win. Otherwise this would be pointless, and all this torture would be for nothing.
You're right about one thing. It is torture. But it isn't pointless. The whole point is that it's torture.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
No.
Yes.
The ball is unraveled into the shape of a body. The skin peels off in a corkscrew. The eyes are plucked. The organs arranged in the air in a neat row.
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Why does she sound like she's desperate?
No.
Yes.
You are stretched into a line 12 feet long, then 24.
Enough with the
then
math!
48. The line gets thinner as you get longer. A mile. 2. 4. 8.
Do we not appreciate the fucking narrator?
Are you still there? Are you still you?
Yes.
16. 32. 64.
No.
And then, all at once, there is a great rewinding, and all of the disparate threads
She, right?
fall dutifully back into place. You are whole again, and in
Ho.
your body, the same body you arrived in. The princess stands before you, her dress of skin more tattered than before, her face sullen.
Oh my god. What did I do?
It's all hollow. I ripped you to pieces. I broke your will, but it means nothing. I am forever a piece unfinished, a song with no refrain.
Oh man. Why did you keep me alive? I've been here for so long. Everyone is gone. There's no one else here. I can't feel anything anymore, but I'm still here watching. There is nothing for me to say.
We're so different. How could I ever hope for you to understand me?
I mean, I understand you more than you think I do.
She stands, arms outstretched, neck craned, gaze transfixed on something unseen above you both.
But perhaps there is a way to grant you understanding. Perhaps there is a way to make myself whole once more.
You are unwound again. But it's different this time. Nothing slithers into your cells. You can feel something changing inside of you. But you see her changing too.
What the fuck is gonna happen? Seriously, is this one gonna go to the mound at all? What did I find?
Strands of you, becoming pieces of something new. Something that's both you and her. Oh no, absolutely not. You have to stop this. Do you hear me? You have to stop this, or the entire world ends.
Oh. Nothing left to stop anything. Your consciousness drifts towards hers.
Yes. Yes. See me as I have had to see you.
You do. You see a towering heart, wounded and alone. Oh, it's happening. One that is familiar to you, if distant.
No, this isn't right. I feel cold.
Oh, it literally takes the part. Oh, wow. Okay. I have literally never seen that before. The tethers that have attempted to form between you have snapped. Your union has been halted. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place. Oh wow, I lost the voices. Silence as you approach. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Oh, whoa. You were at the cabin. You recognize the presence inhabiting the shell. It's the entity that dwells in the spaces between.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
I mean, do we really call that a vessel? Oh, you're in the thing I made in the space outside of the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream.
Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you.
Yeah, it was a little bit frightening.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. There is passion and empathy buried under her unfeeling skin. She will make for a weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you? I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. How can the world have ended if we are talking? I know only that they are. Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom. More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow. Everything, until we meet again. She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
You won't. Bring the rewound fury to her, a weathered heart held in ribbons.
You're on a path in the
Jesus.
woods, and at the end of that path,
Excuse me. Okay, I lied. I am going to use walkthrough.
you make your way
Just
up
because
the short
I really do
path
want to
of
see
the
one of
cabin.
some of these other ones.
You'll find the princess within.
But that was cool, because I did the completely blind. I didn't realize what version I was going to get. Like, damn. That was
A
heavy.
warning before you go
Oh.
any further. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
At the very least, we will be seeing new
The
stuff.
blade is your
Other new
implement.
stuff.
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Blood.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
We're just gonna
The door to the
stab.
basement creaks open,
Stabby,
revealing
stabby,
a staircase
stab.
faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place.
Continue down the
Good.
stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
I mean, you can
You
call
walk
it
down the
reason if you
stairs
want.
and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
And apologies for the second BRB. I need to pee because I've drank a ton of tea today. Save that there. Sorry, be back in a moment. Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for the heart. Alright.
She's so coldly beautiful. Focus on the task at hand. You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
Bye.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Stabby.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
I knew I'm gonna do one of the new routes. Yeah.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course she is.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find.
Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward.
More like your reward, narrator. Still want to see what interrogate. What would she interrogate him about?
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
No, it's only what's best for you.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days
Knock my bottle
or
over.
months
I
or
empty one.
years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've... Psst.
Oh.
Hey, we're not just going to stay here forever, right?
I mean, she's just got uncertainties about existing, really, when you think about it. Hell no.
I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
In what way? Like, I mean, I get it. I get what the narrator's original form was going for. But I don't understand how this is the preferred alternative. Because it's literally just nothing. If you don't want a world with death, or if you, sorry, let me rephrase that. If you want a world where there is no death, wouldn't you want there to be a world? Like, one you can enjoy without the death? I don't know. I don't understand. There's a few things about the narrator's originally scary little baby. I mean, yeah, okay.
Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Anything to get us out of this
Thank you.
hell.
I made this happy little place for you.
Bobby,
Is this not
one
a good
step
enough
below,
reward
baby.
for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate.
It's not an eternity of bliss, though. It's an eternity of nothing. Even if you do sit here and you take, literally the whole thing of just, okay, this is my reward, it's not an eternity of bliss because eventually you just stop feeling anything. That's fucked up.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die.
Woohoo!
The end. Nice knowing you.
Not nice knowing you. Spectre. Spectre, 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 Spectre.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is...
Just proceed to the cabin.
a warning before you go any further.
She will lie, blah, blah, blah.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odour of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead.
Hi, Cold.
We killed her already.
Okay, take it.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Just enter. Mirror, go by.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Ghost!
Oh, wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
I see you brought that annoying knife again. So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else? How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or maybe you have unfinished business with me. All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper. A nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Home.
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away. Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
How specific. And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out, which, in case you haven't been listening, will spell the end of the entire world.
No, those bones are just a body. They aren't me. Bury them. Smash them. It won't do a thing. But you can help me. This place won't let me leave. At least, not alone. I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Maybe we should just
leave. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? We could probably walk out right now and everything would be fine. Hasn't got out and can't get out are two very different things.
That'd be dull, anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you own me.
Absolutely not.
You didn't have to do the creepy
Is
face.
she asking if she can possess us?
Sure is.
She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it?
Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
Oh. Let's do
The
it.
princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over? I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor, are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass. I'm a voice. I'm me is what I am.
Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Obviously she's nowhere to be seen.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
Did I, though?
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Probably. Whoops. Sorry, princess. Or specter, I suppose.
Isn't that an interesting idea?
I hadn't even considered it as an option. Slaying her would slay you.
But,
Are you sure you're willing to do that?
we're gonna see something cool. I promise.
Of course we're sure. The decision has already been made. All right then. Better this than ferrying her out of here.
After all that, you're really just going to stab me again?
I mean, I'm gonna stab myself.
Hear that? She's scared. No point wasting more time. Do it. You lift the blade, then plunge it deep into your guts.
There's a lot
Pain
of killing
spreads
myself
quickly
this
through your
time
torso
around.
as you attempt to turn its edge up towards your heart. The princess, her spirit bound to your prison of flesh as she had once been bound to the basement's prison of stone, cries out in agony as you slice through organ and muscle.
I have a reason. Let me cook. Let me cook.
I don't want to die in you. I thought you finally understood me, but instead you just wanted to hurt me again.
Your skin roils and bucks as she violently pushes against it from the inside. Bits of her seep through, white and glowing with ethereal light. But still
Stop
the
calling me a
walls of your
meanie.
prison hold.
If only I could drag you with me and make you understand. But that's not the way things get to go for me, is it?
It would certainly be interesting. Though being dead does sound dull. And you are about to be dead. Again.
Get away from me, you cold little freak.
Oh, take a spirit and destroy it the only way you can. You feel a dull tear, like strips of meat being delicately peeled from bone. But it doesn't matter how delicate the hands if you are the meat. You've been stripped away from yourself, or stripped away from something that used to be you, or stripped away from something that used to be important. At the very least, you've been stripped away from something. It always hurts to forget it first, but then you forget the pain.
We were so close to leaving, and now look at you. Look at me. Is this what you wanted?
Look at my hand. Look at my hand. Oh, can I zoom in? I don't know if I can zoom in. Do you see it? Do you see it? Oh my god! Ah! The words come from both inside and outside of your head. Before you on the ground is a writhing mass of flesh, scales, and feathers. Oh man. Is that me? Is that what I look like? This is what I wanted to do. Did you need to take me with you? Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you. So, you left with me? And it sounds like it's just the two of us now. I hope that means things are going to be better, even if we're still stuck. Maybe everything that was bad between us just came from them. I hope. Because I really wouldn't like to be stabbed a third time.
I don't want to stab you a third time. Oh god, gurgling liquid bubbles up from open pockets in the disintegrating mass in front of you. It is trying to speak, but it no longer has the tissue that speech requires.
Wait, if we need to leave together to get out, this could still count. We have to try before your body stops being alive.
But what about the body?
There's
What
nothing
about
we can
me?
do for it now, but we can still try to save us. We just have to leave.
You are seated in a room that is empty. A chain digs into your wrist, binding one arm to the wall. It is quiet and you are alone. This is what you deserve. This is what you deserve. This is what you deserve.
Are you still there? Am I alone again?
Oh my god.
That's
Sorry, I
okay.
stabbed
I'm
us.
sure you had your reasons. I don't think it's good to hold on to the past like that anyways. It's better if we choose to move forward together. I don't know why you did what you did, but it's hard to be mad when you're just as stuck as I am. I'm just trying to make the best of things. You could always make the best of things too, if you want. We both have a chance to start over. Besides, there's something about you being in here with me that feels right. I never wanted to be your enemy.
Okay, look. Don't call me out like this.
I don't know what to say. I just feel fine right now. I think things happen for a reason. And if you trying to kill both of us is what it takes for you to finally see what I see, then I'm okay with that.
Rude.
I wish I knew, but I think we're probably stuck here until something happens. I don't know. I hope they're okay. Some of them, at least. I didn't like the one that kept bossing you around, and that quiet one kinda gave me the creeps. I liked that last one, though. He was nice. I hope he's okay.
Your gaze turns to your hand, solid, then translucent, then solid again.
Maybe? It's like sometimes we are and sometimes we aren't. Like we're something in between ghost and not ghost. Well, that's what I've always done. I already told you I don't have any ideas. I did tell you that, right? Sorry if I didn't.
Now that I think about it, both times I've been here, nothing happened until after we saw a title card. We haven't seen a title card yet. Hello, fourth wall.
You've gotten title cards? What did they say?
No, it's gonna sound stupid. The first one the first one I got said chapter 1 here on the princess, and then after we both died, I got chapter 2, the specter.
Well, the first one is sweet.
Har har, get you laughing. I'm still a hero. I'm trying to save the world, you know. Oh, save the world, you know. A villain to one person might be a hero to others.
Well, maybe you're just misguided. And the story's not over yet. We might still find a happy ending. But I think it's time we start a new chapter. How about Chapter 3, The Princess and the Dragon.
Oh my god, this is so cool. Oh, reversing the order. I like it. The princess and the dragon? I thought I was maybe some sort of bird.
Well, they're similar, right?
Look at the latch. Creaking hinges, muffled. Something is here. Oh no.
I guess you made it back here.
Oh no. Gaze turns back to your hands. They flicker once again.
We're still all wrong. It's like you don't really know what we're supposed to be.
Yeah. A thump on the floorboards above, then another. The scraping of metal against the surface. The flickering in your body stops. You are solid. Oh my god. This is fucking twisted, and I love it.
I know that sound. That's the knife. I guess it's hard to do anything without it.
Green hinges once again, but this time clearer, closer. Am I gonna say anything? Oh god, I think. But you say
Are
nothing.
you trying to say something out loud? I don't think you can do that while you're in here with me.
Movement on the stairs.
Thump, thump, thump.
Oh my god. I'm sad Endless is missing this, but I am definitely putting the VOD up later. Figure emerges shrouded in feathered darkness, the world trailing behind it. Shiny blade gleaming against the wooden walls. It stares at you with wild, hollow eyes.
You're
The hell am
you? You've always looked like this. You're scary sometimes, but looks only matter so much.
What do you want to do?
Guess we'll just have to talk to them. So, here we are again. I'm back in chains and you have your knife. So, what are we going to do?
The head on the figure cocks to the side. Is it inquisitive, suspicious, hostile? Its emotions are unreadable.
I guess we could just stare at each other?
The silence holds. Am I arguing with myself in there? Has that always happened in real time?
Is that why you're always quietly staring?
I mean, it's also kind of in my name, but yeah.
I can't hear what's going on in there anymore now that I'm back in my own body. Do you want to share your thoughts? It'd only be polite, really.
Oh, you would like to hear what we're thinking, wouldn't you?
Oh no! He raises the blade above his head, dangling it by the handle in front of his eyes.
But I think we hold the power right now.
I'm terrified! Oh my god! Silence as the figure continues to stare with a wild grin, but it does not act.
How dull. We've already had our discussions in private. I'd rather not keep listening to the rest of you run in circles, repeating the same arguments again and again and again. It was so much more interesting when we had someone to mediate. I'm sorry, did you just share privileged information with the enemy? Well, it isn't privileged anymore, now is it?
Is it all the
Do we
voices?
really need all this secrecy? No, we don't. Yes we do. Sidebar, everyone. Now. Chop chop.
Silence as the mine in front of you falls back into itself. Oh, there's no response.
Excuse me.
Nothing.
They're not listening to me.
No! Poor princess. Right? How rude. I think you have to try to make them listen. Try being assertive.
You're right. No more nice princess for them. I'm going to speak my mind. Hello?
Silence.
I'm trying to say something.
Silence again.
Hey, I said I'm talking now. Will you listen to me?
So you are, and very loudly. Do you have something to say?
Oops. I mean, yeah. I already know about all that privileged information because he's in here with me.
Oh, how very interesting. Yeah, that changes things, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Oh, it changes things, all right. We get to take out 2 birds with 1 stone.
To what?
Wait, what?
From what I remember, it's pretty easy to kill you the first time around. And this time you're back to being very... what's the word? Fleshy? Yes, exactly. That's precisely the word I was looking for. You're fleshy now. No more of that incorporeality. Trust me, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it would be easy.
Opportunist?
Are you doing this?
Oh, I most definitely am.
You feel small as the monster in front of you attacks, blade raised and wings spreading.
Before anything happens, I just wanted to let you all know that we are not all on board with this. Now, we voted. It was not a majority decision. But we did have a plurality. He shouldn't count. Says who? Says me. He's not one of us. He's been here since the beginning. The old chum really deserves a say. Besides, you'll all thank us when this is finally over and we are officially on top. But enough chatter.
He who? Narrator?
Oh, so you finally decided to do something, have you?
Silence. For just a moment, cold eyes regard you. Then silence still as soft eyes hesitate. And we got stabbed. You can feel the sharp sting of cold metal sliding deep into your chest, but you can feel something else too. Fear as your legs wobble, and then
Princess collapses against the wall. See? That was easy.
I was opportunist. You also missed.
It was too easy. felt bad.
Was it hero or was it? There must be
Don't feel
hero.
bad.
I don't hear narrator.
Life is all about taking the easy wins. You don't think the people at the top got there because they worked for it, do you? I mean, of course they did. Hard work is important. Yeah, hard work often goes unappreciated. Why bother? Yeah, screw hard work. I guarantee you that anyone who's anyone has done nothing but take shortcuts. Am I supposed to find that impressive? Of course you are. I got us here, didn't I? Yes, everyone's very impressed with your accomplishments. But in case you haven't noticed, she isn't dead yet. So how about you finish this before you start celebrating yourself?
What are you waiting for? You won, didn't you? Not that it's hard executing a helpless captive.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Finish the job.
Oh, you're different. You're back, just as I intended. I was never cut out for leadership, really.
Opportunist.
That's you in that body again, isn't it? I thought it felt a little empty in here. I'm hurt, but I'll live, if you'll let me. Will you? Or are you still going to kill me?
Well, I'm gonna think that I'm in control now, so...
Then the only thing left to do is cut me out of here. You should give the knife to me, though. What if you using it kicks you out of your body again?
Okay, listen. I know you're in charge again, but this is obviously a trick. We can't trust her. We literally just stabbed her. Someone's gonna have to take a leap of faith eventually.
I'm gonna give her the blade.
You hand the blade to the princess, who gingerly cuts herself free from her bindings. You maniac.
Look, shit's different now.
And then what happens? Then, as her chains
Whoop.
clatter to the floor, she turns her back on you and hurls the blade
Hi,
through the
boys.
basement window, never to be seen again. No. You need the blade to deal with her.
I'm so glad that's behind us. Come on, let's get out of here.
She reaches forward
Aww.
and takes your hand in hers before excitedly pulling you towards the basement stairs. Yeah? And what does it feel like? Is it nice? You can tell a lot of things about someone from their handshake. I want to know more about the person we decided unanimously to throw our lot in with.
Can I just fucking eat opportunist and broken into the sun, please?
Ugh, whatever. It's delicate and tender. Ah, so even through everything, she hasn't forgotten what it's like to have a heart. That'll do. The two of you rush up the basement stairs together. Ugh. Welcome back, by the way. Yes, we all missed you so very much. I missed you the most.
Shut up,
You
opportunist.
weren't even here until he was gone.
Heh.
Whatever.
Opportunist!
It doesn't matter. If you step through that door, you're damning every single person alive. You do realise that, yes?
Yep.
Who cares?
One last door, and then we're free. I'm down a hand, so you'll have to be the one to open it.
Let me give you a hand there, princess.
You twist the doorknob in your
Oh,
hand and step forward
that's such a good picture.
into the world you've damned. You and the princess fall to the ground, exhausted. I hope this all comes back to bite you, do you hear? I hope you're forced to feel the weight of all the regret there's ever been.
But he doesn't finish his thoughts before finishing entirely, and you find yourself free of any of the regrets he wished upon you.
I didn't think I'd ever get to be happy, but I think I am. I just didn't realize that being happy would feel so cold.
Yeah, sorry about that. And now, I know, our poor princess. Your peace does not last, nor can it ever. It's time to leave. Memory
She's gone.
returns.
Where
Share
did
a
she go?
quiet moment after really getting
Should
to
we
know each
try and
other.
find her?
What once was one was now. Oh, I missed the rest of that. Oops.
But it feels so bad. Like, okay. If you...
Approach the mirror. I am. I'm in the melty stage. You've grown. Okay, so there are two other endings we can get. New endings, new roots, rather. I should say they're not endings, but roots. We can do Happily Ever After or The Cage. I'm just here for the ride and the girlfriend. Oh, come on. You're supposed to help out, too. Or at least you can help out.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
I want to know about this vessel.
This one is perspectives bleeding into one. You know her better than you know yourself. She will make for an empathetic heart. Do not mourn her, for you would not mourn yourself. Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
I mean, this is vessel 2, so we still need 3. So, I mean, I probably could do both of them. I think I'm going to end at 10. So, we'll see how far I get.
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
I don't remember if she said that before. I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Well, if we go down the list, the first Princess and the Dragon was the one in the middle.
You're on
so
a path in the woods.
Happily Ever After
and at the
is
end of that path
the
is a
first one.
cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
An empathetic heart. Share in a princess's beating heart before bringing it to her. And then once was one, then was two was the other one that I missed. Hey, I'm at 52%. Skip. Okay. Let us go to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Alright.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Okay.
The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture...
So this is... Damesale.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient.
Voice of the pervert. Come on. Oh, I'm here to
How
save
many
you.
times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
No, the end is in Sonic Frontiers.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save.
Fine.
Save.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We are a pretty beefy bird.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
I mean, okay. In defense of the game itself, there is the whole thing of she is what you perceive her to be, which I think in a way also includes the chains. Because, like, if you perceive her being able to break the chains, then she's able to break the chains, which means, you would be able to break the chains. But, if you are perceiving her to be, a damsel, then the chains would be heavy enough and strong enough to keep her imprisoned, including not being able to let you break them. I think that is the reasoning. But we are beefy. We are a beefy bird.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Nope, 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 nope. Warn!
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Narrator is a buzzkill, pass it on. We've got confidence that she's... Well, yeah, but again, we've always looked like a giant hulky dragon bird man according to her. Yeah. I think it has more to do with our perception of her than it has to do with her perception of us. Yes, narrator is a buzzkill. Narrator is a giant buzzkill, and
Your
I'm gonna
body
piss him off by
lunges
getting
forward, the blade
happy
held low,
things.
ready to sink into her heart.
Please ignore
But the
that
princess
I
dodges,
unwound the
stumbling
fury
back
and
against the
like
wall
burnt my
before
first
the blade
go.
has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
No, 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 no.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust
It's
of the
okay, I
knife,
still love you,
your
princess.
legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. Everything goes dark, and you die.
I wonder if any tiara company has made the Slay the Princess tiaras. Random thought, I know.
You're on a path in the woods.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Da-da-da, proceed. Proceed. I'm not gonna argue with you, sir.
A warning before you go any further.
Smitten. I smitten. Wait, hang on. Oh wait, no, that's right. That is correct.
Excuse me? Forget he said anything. But he is a villain.
He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
Last time? What are you talking about?
I like Smitten, and I like that he is one of the few voices that is willing to, like, call you on your bullshit. In the sense of, if you ignore him, he legitimately becomes a different person or different voice. Like, I think that's so cool. Because all the other ones, they're still pretty much them. Voice of the pervert, but even I'm weirded out by him sometimes. I'm, to be entirely fair, way more weirded out by fucking Broken. Cause, okay, Smitten has at least some level of, like, I don't know, I guess sanity still left to him. He's very blinded, rose-colored glasses and all that shit. But Broken is just, he just falls at her feet no matter what. And it's just, I don't know. I don't like how much of a shrimp he is. You know, metaphorically and physically.
I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
Also, Spittin' pisses off the narrator so much, and that's just, I live for it.
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
But yeah, no, freaking
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
But yeah,
The blade is your
Smitten
implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
If you, I'm just gonna go, legitimately changes if you go against him to the point of killing the
door
princess.
to the basement
And
creaks
I like
open,
that, because none of the other
revealing an
ones
intricate stairwell.
really change if you go
Gold-trimmed
against them.
carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love.
Yeah, I think I know which voice I'm gonna try to get for
I'm
this
with you that we
new
should
route.
be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning.
I know her better than I did before, because I got to be her for a little bit.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love.
Oh, hello, Reiko.
Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
It's okay, baby. I know, there's a bunch of stuff here. I moved it. Here you go. Come here. Come closer. There you go.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
Filthy dress.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Reiko.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
Lay down, baby.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Oh my god, that is hilarious. And she's just, at least as damsel, she's just like, this is fine. This is fine.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Really
waiting
does.
for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you?
Oh, bless you, Reiko. Jeez.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
Unstained by cruelty, but not unstained by blood.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion.
But there's nothing in
I'd
those
really hoped
worlds.
I'd be
You
the first,
made
but
those
what's
worlds
done is
empty.
done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Okay, I think I just rescue her without really doing anything else. Yeah, I just rescue her. Alright.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that. No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
But yeah, that's what I was talking about, was, again, it's as we perceive her.
If her hand
Confidence
could slip
issue.
out of the chains, why hasn't she
Skill
done it
issue.
already? Because we've yet to present her with her freedom. I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do? I think I'd rather believe in facts.
He's right, and I hate that he's right, yeah.
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be.
Yeah.
Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her binding.
Narrator!
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest,
Oh,
I
yes,
will end
yes.
our life without a second thought.
I'm super
You
excited to see
wouldn't.
that.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings.
You can
That
also see that the
shouldn't
chains
have
are a
worked.
lot thinner, too,
I'll be
in
damned.
this.
We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon. One slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
We leave, and then we have our whole life to figure out what we want to do next.
That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening.
Damsel!
You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess
Sparkle
walk up the
stabs.
stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
We leave. Open the door.
Okay, yeah, you've got this.
You place your hand on the door. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
Oh, how I love breaking the narrator.
Ha! I knew it. Your words are no match for the pure strength of our hearts, bound together as one.
You and the princess make your way upstairs, and the blade. That's right, there's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
I
You're
am not
enjoying
doing
this,
that.
aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
You know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone.
That's not how this works.
That's how it should work.
Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
All we need to be happy is each other. What if we just stayed here and built a life together? I think that's... Yep. And then I say, trust me.
What a romantic suggestion. You're right. We don't need the world.
Haha.
All we need is each other.
That's exactly what I just suggested. Was it not romantic when I suggested it?
Poor hero.
Did you suggest that? I wasn't listening.
Oh, smitten.
You answered me.
Yeah. I think they did.
But the door's right there. We can just leave.
Wait. Why would she say that? Was she not wooed by our proclamation of love?
We not enough for her? She's not wooed by you because
Staying here and building a life together
isn't a solution. It isn't anything. It's a non-answer. It can't be done.
Trust me, it'll be better for both of us if we stay. We can be happy here. We just have to want it.
But we would have to be here forever. I don't know you.
Oh.
This is really what you want, though, isn't it?
Well, that's a departure. Yeah! Because if you do the other one where she's like, I don't know, what do you want? And then you say, I don't know, what do you want? And you just keep going in a circle. She literally breaks down because she doesn't know what she wants. You can't marry a man you just met. Bird. Bird.
Her eyes dart uncomfortably to the corners of the room.
I guess we could do that.
She doesn't seem happy about this.
Maybe Dragonbird.
But she can't be unhappy about staying with us. Can she?
I don't know. She has a point. She doesn't know us.
No. It has to be him. It has to be this place. If
Ooh.
we just made these walls more fitting for a princess, if we just say the right things, if we just showed her the contents of our heart, she'd be happy here.
Smitten's losing his shit!
As the voice thinks its thought, your hands raise, fingers pointing towards your chest, and then... What? No, you absolutely do not do that.
Smitten, no. Smitten, put the hands down.
Oh, but I do.
Smitten, no!
What? What is he doing? We can't see unless you tell us. Are you sure you want to know? I suppose I can't stall forever.
Abort! Abort!
You plunge your nails into your chest, digging deep, grasping for a handhold. And you find it, your fingers curling around your ribs.
Yeah.
Oh no! What are you doing? Are you okay? You can't do that and be okay.
Smitten, no.
Time out. He should not be allowed to do that. He's not the decider. And yet, it's done, isn't it?
Smitten, no. Smitten,
Will
no.
be soon. You yank violently, your bones cracking with wet
You're
pops as you
traumatizing her.
pull yourself apart inch by painful inch. Your exposed heart, framed by jagged ribs, thumps rhythmically in your raw, bloodied chest. The loosened threads of your body unfurling to cover the surface of the room. Don't mind my sacrifice. It's a fair price to pay to give
Okay,
her
never mind.
everything
I am
she
not
doesn't
rooting
know
for
she
Smitten anymore.
wants.
Smitten's got issues. Oh, he was actually the worst of them all. Oh dear God. Fucking. Oh.
Oh, I see. You're trying to tell me something.
Why are you okay with this?
It's beautiful.
The princess, mesmerized, reaches towards your beating heart, and then everything goes dark and we die? Yes.
Oh, okay. I think this is actually an ending.
You're on a path in the woods. Mate, we're clearly already in the cabin.
Are we bearing our hearts to our one true love? I think we are. And I didn't agree to that. Damn it, Smitten. What the fuck? I was rooting for you, man.
Excuse me? You're clearly... Oh. Huh. So you are. How do you know about the cabin? I didn't get to the cabin part of my opening monologue yet. We've been here before. Well, not here, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You knew about the loop-in last time.
This is not my first playthrough. This is my first playthrough, however, of... Hello, my eyes just went a little weird. Sorry. It's my first playthrough of Pristine Cut. I didn't get to play it right when it dropped because I was doing some other things, and so I just now got around to doing it today. So I have played through. I had originally a little under 50% of the endings at the time, and I should. We need to make yes. But yeah, I wanted to get the new paths. I didn't realize that epilogue was, or we didn't realize this was going to be an epilogue. Yeah, it's so good so far, though. Yes. Oh my God. We did Dragon and Princess, or Princess and the Dragon earlier, and getting to do it from her side was so cool. But also now we know we are quite the beefy bird. So tearing our heart open like that, our chest open, seems part of the course. God damn it, Spittin'.
Now, he's clearly disorientated. I'm sure all this new info is going to come as quite a shock to him. Best if we're gentle. And right on cue, here's the new guy. Welcome! Thank you. I'm just happy to be here.
This was backwards, but that's okay. Favorite old DOS game? Oh my gosh. I don't know if I like this route now. Princess and the Dragon is probably my favorite now. We just bumped Wild off its throne. I mean, Witch still has my heart. I have to say, I love that catty bitch. Favorite old DOS game is probably, I mean, really Myst, like the Myst series. The entire series is still on my top 3 favorite video game series. But if I had to go outside of Myst, it would probably be Amazon Trail. Make sure you're having a therapist on speed dial. I can contact her via email.
Okay, yes, I get it. You've been here before. That's terrible. You know that, right? Because the only reason you would have been here before is if you failed in whatever world you'd come from. Meaning you doomed an entire other reality. But I'm sure since you're so well-travelled, you know that, yes?
Yeah, to be entirely fair to Miss, I loved it as a kid in that weird kid way of I have no idea what I'm doing and I've never really actually figured anything out. But as an adult, I did eventually get around to like completing the game. The only missed games I haven't completed are 4 and 5, and that's because I got stuck on 4. And the version that I had wouldn't work properly for one of the like really finely tuned puzzles, and so I just never got a chance to finish it. Point and click RPGs back in the days. Yeah, Ultima 3 Ultima 3 on Macintosh, in fact. Oregon Trail is a classic. Oregon Trail is a classic. Yeah, that's right. Leia told me about that before. Yeah, it does, unfortunately, and I never got back around to really finishing it, and I don't even know if I have. I know I have access to it on Steam, I think, but I don't know if it'll play. I know when we were trying to stream OG Mist, when I very first started streaming, it just kept crashing. Master of Orion. Yeah, Ultima 3 on Mac, like the Mac version specifically that had like the really cute portraits. I loved that version. Never got around to classic.
Well, we know that now, thanks to you. We're all so lucky to be stuck with, working with someone so well informed. You can count on us to do things right from here on out. I'm going to describe the room now. The interior of the cabin is vast and regal. High arched windows line the walls, their multicoloured glass casting kaleidoscopic patterns across the stone floor. An iron chandelier hangs from the vaulted ceiling, its many candles lit with flickering light, vaguely illuminating the massive room. This is a house fit for royalty. Before you, there isn't a blade, is there?
Nope.
That's not good.
Oh, hey, where's the voice of the Smitten? He was here last time, and it's not like him to be this quiet. Quest for Glory. Nice. Yeah, I think I did some of the King's Quest back in the day, back when I was really young. I know I have Space Quest, the Space Quest series on Steam. But again, that's kind of where my description comes from, is the fact that we tried to do old DOS games when I very first started. That was literally supposed to be my whole shtick. But then we kept trying them, and like I had a ROM for Museum Madness, which is one of the more obscure ones. Nice. But Museum Madness was one of the more obscure, like, edutainment ones that I really loved as a kid. And we tried playing it, and, like, well, one, I got stuck on the sliding puzzle because I always get stuck on the freaking sliding puzzle. And two, didn't realize that I was playing the entire time without sound. The sound just did not work. Pyrophobic. I don't think I've seen that one. Yeah, it was this weird one. I'm just gonna pause and talk for a bit. It was this weird one where you were this kid. I can't remember what the kid's name was, but he gets contacted. There's this museum that just recently installed like a new, like everything, the animatronic everything, like they automated all of their exhibits, which is just like kind of mascot, not horror before mascot horror. But he gets contacted by this robot named Mac, who's like, there was a power outage or a power surge or something. 5 Nights at the Museum. There was a power surge, and like it made the whole museum's exhibits go haywire. So he contacts this kid, the kid, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, yeah, you probably should get to bed. But he gets contacted by the robot who's like, you need to come help me. And so you go through and you have to like legitimately learn about all the different exhibits in order to put them back together before a certain time period. Like I think there's like a literally, if you leave it going for too long, it you get a fail state. Um, but yeah, it was an old. I don't remember when Museum Madness was. 93, 91, something like that. It was pretty old. So it was like that was the other favorite that I had as a kid. But I don't count it. I mean, I still love it, but I was really bad at some of the puzzles back then, and I was way better at Amazon Trail. Super Solvers. I don't know if I ever played Super Solvers. Sorry. Oh,
Yeah, he was a bit of a loud one, wasn't he? Is he okay?
that's true. Yeah. So Museum Madness, Amazon Trail, Mist would be among the top. But yeah, nowadays I am playing more obviously modern games. 14 Final Fantasy 14, Guild Wars 2. I've been also trying to do art more during my streams, and obviously doing Slay the Princess. The other one I want to do, still need to figure out or see if I can get my my Pro controller to connect to my Steam, and start doing the Horizon series.
We're better off without
'Cause
him,
I
if you
love-
ask me.
I love
One less
Horizon.
opinion we have to contend with. Plus, he's the one who got us into this whole mess.
Jeez. Yeah, that was the other thing too about those games was that they pumped them out so fast.
Is that so? Maybe there is hope for you after all, free from the bad influence of your missing friend.
Excuse me, Reiko. Sorry. Guild Wars 2, which is also now more than 10 years old. God, I feel ancient.
Now that is some fine reasoning.
Yes.
Who cares about the blade? I think you're right. We're better off without it. It's not like it's ever been important.
Cassidy is my sister, and she was the one who got me into Guild Wars 10 years ago. It was my first real, deep dive into MMOs, and wound up obsessed with it.
Of course, the blade's important. It's your implement. You're going to need it if you want to do this right. The fact that you're here, right now, again, means that you have not yet done this right.
Oh, thank you for the follow.
But it's not there, is it? We don't even get the choice.
Lucky.
So, what are we supposed to do? I don't actually know. I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere. It has to. It's part of the whole structure of this place, I think. At the very least, it's important.
Sunagari Chess School. Psychological Horror Sunagari Chess School. I have not heard about that. I may have to look that up later. Approach.
You cross the room, stopping just in front of the door to the basement. The handle is right there. Do feel free to give it a push as soon as you...
Yeah, probably. It's okay, we still love you.
There is no door, there's a mirror. No, there isn't. Now this is tricky. My eyes say there's a mirror, but my brain says there isn't one. Look, if you need help, just raise your hand, and I'll guide it where it needs to go. You reach forward, your hand instinctively wrapping around the handle. It's gone. I'm just glad we can all agree on a shared reality.
Shut up, opportunist. Particularly in order. I don't only play a lot of Slay the Princess is my favorite game of all time. And all time goes way back for me. Me too. Yeah, no, it is definitely up there, and
then you
they
push
did
the
such a
door
good job
open.
on it.
Marvelous. We can proceed.
I never, because I know a lot of people also played the demo, and I never actually played the demo, and I don't think I even saw it until it was almost released, but I saw just like a trailer for it, and was like, oh, excuse me, how are you tapping into like all of the things that I enjoy? On my Twitter? Oh. So I stopped using my Twitter. I actually moved to Blue Sky and I forgot to change my links on Twitch for that. If it's on my Twitter, it's probably because I just didn't care enough to take it off. I mean, I live in Springfield, Oregon. Most people don't even know where that is.
It would seem that the stairs to the basement don't lead to a basement at all. Rather, they go up. They're draped in
Okay,
fine carpets
good
too,
night.
one that feels pleasantly soft against your feet. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably... no, that doesn't work here at all. This place is nice. It's fancy, even. I have to say, whatever you did in your previous lives, I deeply dislike how much it's thrown me off my rhythm.
Yeah, suck it, narrator. Oh, yeah. Tell me which units, the spicy ones on the YouTube, I'd appreciate you. I've yet to find Spicy Sane. I don't remember which ones are their spicy units. I think I'd have to... I don't know if the wiki has them or not, listed as which ones are which. I know you want Spicy Zane!
Don't worry about it, boss. You're doing great. I'm not, but I appreciate the encouragement. Well, if all of this has thrown you off your rhythm so much, then maybe we don't have to slay the princess. No, you absolutely do. Just because she lives in a nice house doesn't mean she doesn't pose a direct threat to all of reality.
The demo.
It's in her very nature.
Oh, your poor friend. That's so cool that she did that, though.
Her voice, gentle and warm, with an undercurrent of fatigue, rolls down the stairs.
Me too.
You're home. Dinner's ready.
What? Dinner's ready? Okay.
As much as I desperately want to know what happened last time, we are not going to examine it. The more we think, the worse this gets. Why are you so on edge? This is much nicer than what we're used to. I'd like to have dinner. Dinner sounds nice.
Be nice to your princess housewife.
Gotta say, I'm with him on this one, boss. When have nice things ever been a problem? That is the problem. This isn't supposed to be nice, and she's supposed to be a prisoner.
Not anymore.
I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. Just go upstairs, okay?
Going upstairs.
This hall, like the one below,
Oh.
is grand and beautiful. Torches bathe the room in warm, comforting light, just enough to illuminate the tapestries along every wall, woven with scenes of chivalry and courtship and romance. The many cloth eyes are fixed on each other, gazes averted from the long table in the centre of the room, the princess seated at its far end. Your pristine blade glints in the weak torchlight, hanging from a golden chain around the princess's neck.
Oh.
So that's where it is. And the tip is already pointed right at her heart. Okay, everything is falling back into place. All you have to do is cross the room, push down a little, and the entire world is saved. That's easy. Yeah, that is easy, isn't it? So, where's the rush?
You're here. Now we can start being happy together. Why don't you sit down? Wouldn't that be nice?
As the words leave her mouth, the torches flare and a chair swings in from behind, knocking your legs out from under you. You're forcibly seated at the head of the table.
I thought this was going to be a nice ending. I was so wrong.
Isn't that better? It is better, right?
I broke everything.
It's our happy ending, just like you asked for. It's everything we're supposed to have ever wanted.
Okay, go to bed. There are a few different endings through it all, which depend on what you do when there's only one flame left. Ooh, okay. Ah, save!
Oh, right, dinner. I totally forgotten about it.
The flames burn bright, and a shadow
Whoa!
dives across the table. In its wake, it leaves a feast.
Stab, stab, stab.
Go ahead and dig in. I'm sure you're hungry.
Am I ever? And look at this spread. It's a feast fit for a king.
Yeah, and after everything we've been through, we could use a break.
More than that, we deserve a break.
In for a penny, in for a pound?
You begin to feast, and the princess follows suit, her soft smile never fading. The food is more exquisite than you ever could have imagined. You sample countless otherworldly dishes, sauces and bread and hearty stews whose tastes dance across your tongue. You tear at hunks of meat practically melting from the bone, juicy and tender and bursting with flavors you could scarcely begin to describe. Your cup fills itself again and again with a flowery nectar so sweet it tastes like glimmering jewels.
God damn, that sounds amazing.
This really is perfect, isn't it? It is the best meal you've ever had. But then it's over, and you're just as hungry as when you began.
Wasn't that perfect? We should do it again.
The shadow washes across the table, clearing and replating. The feast is once again laid before you.
Yeah, glimmering jewels is also not my go-to drink flavor. Thought.
The food is good. Again, you tear into golden crispy flesh, dab at the slurry of aromatic sauces on your plate with thick crusted bread, sip your goblet of sparkling gems. But you have done this already.
A good meal is still a good meal, and we didn't even have to clear the dishes. I'm happy.
And then it's over. And you're just
Yeah,
as
I was
hungry
already
as when
hungry.
you began.
You're still hungry too, right? I know this wasn't as good as it was last time, but we just have to do it again. That's all. It'll be perfect if we just do it again.
You know, I thought the time that we kept asking her what she wanted to do broke her, but no. No, this is broken.
So the shadow sweeps over the table, clearing the old and laying out the new. And so you do it again. The meat is fine, the bread is fine. You sample the side dishes and they're fine too. You finish your goblet, the liquid within no longer glimmering on your palate, instead leaving your mouth coated in a tacky film. You put it down and it fills again. You do not drink more.
Well, food is food, isn't it? Can't always be amazing. What matters is that we don't have to make it. Getting other people to do the hard work always improves the taste.
Does it? Because it seems like the taste is getting worse, and we haven't had to so much as lift a finger. Regardless of quality, it's over again, and you're just as hungry as when you began.
That's my take on food.
Again.
Pardon, I must pet an orange boy. Hello. Hi. Hi, Prompto. Oh, you're just so cute. We can't help it. We cannot. Orange boy. The orange boy. He's so good. He's such a good boy. He's just like, all of this attention. I have a topical joke to make, but it's not funny. Yeah. Floop. Okay. Back to it. He is getting used to it, yeah.
No, something was wrong that time. But maybe I was just tasting it wrong. It looks just as good as it did the first time. It shouldn't taste like this.
Again, the shadow replaces your feast, and again you eat.
Is the shadow supposed to be a representation of us?
The meat is greasy. The bread is tough, its crust hurting your jaw as you chew. The grey vegetables are barely worth the effort of picking through. You don't even touch the goblet, its sickly sweet aroma utterly unappealing. I'm so tired of eating. Well, it's still free food we didn't have to make, right? Oh, am I kidding? We were eating like kings and now we're eating like pigs. At least you still have the memory of how good it was the first time, right?
I'm so tired of this.
As the words leave her mouth, one of the torches on the wall sputters and then goes out entirely.
What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
I know, right? Like, even he's like, this is too broken even for me.
Not a fan of whatever just happened. I don't want to sit in the dark. Losers sit in the dark. I want to sit in a brightly lit, spacious room where we can see our beautiful, queenly wife. As if in response to the dousing of their brother,
Right, where is he?
the other 3 torches blaze brighter, their flames licking at the walls. Their shadows deepen, dancing angrily across the stone.
But it was wrong. I took away a piece of our light. I'm not supposed to do that. I don't want him to be upset with me.
Oh. Who is he?
He's the voice that whispers sweet nothings in my ear. I think he made this place.
That's Smitten! That's fucking Smitten! He literally broke away from us.
Is she talking about a real voice? Like us, but we're at the head of the table. We should be in charge. Is he more powerful than we are?
I think he fucking might be.
The torches flare and the shadow grows for a moment, but you don't receive a response. Giving us the cold shoulder, I say, asserting his dominance in the power structure. Regardless, it would seem that he, if there is a he, isn't something you can talk to.
He says his words are just for me. But he wants me to ask, isn't this enough? Isn't this what you wanted him to do?
No, you did this to yourself, Smitten.
He says he's tired. I don't think he'll answer anything else you have to say.
This isn't fair. If I could just talk to him for 2 seconds, I'm sure we could sort this out and figure out a balanced power structure that works better for everyone. But no, he's decided he's above talking to little guys like us, huh?
I don't know. Maybe we could play a game. Yeah, that's exactly what we should do.
The flames roar and the shadow comes dancing across the table. It leaves behind an intricate game, its pieces elegant and beautiful and enticing, its simple rules already apparent, even with little explanation.
We can probably work together to figure this out as we go. That sounds like a lot of fun, right?
Great, we don't even have a rule book. That means we can make up as many rules as we want. And we will. Don't worry, I am excellent at cheating. She'll never suspect a thing.
Of course you are. Idea of a balanced power structure that benefits us all. I mean, yeah.
I don't think it
Better
really
to
matters.
not.
This all kind of feels like we're just filling time, you know?
Let's just live in the fantasy of this being contained. Oh, hi, ads. Boo ads. Boo all the voices except the hero.
What, you don't want to win? To show our prowess in all avenues and accumulate respect? Wow, you would be hopeless without me. Count your lucky stars I'm here.
I'm not gonna.
You and the princess do indeed figure it out as you go. And what a game it is. The tension between turns, the triumphant highs of moves well placed, and the tragic lows of miscalculations and careless plays, the warmth of trust and the cool texture of deception, and then the climax as she places her final piece.
Oh, I think we got the rules wrong.
And so you start over.
She only made us start over because we were winning.
Time passes. You play the game. You win.
Boom! And there you have it. What did I tell you? Am I great at games or am I great at games?
Game night. Win a game with the help from a manipulative voice.
Oh, you won. I guess we can play again.
Time passes. You play the game. She wins.
This isn't any better than living in the fucking eternity.
Oh, I won. I guess we can play again.
There is
Yay!
a long pause, and the board does not reset.
This isn't fun anymore, is it?
You don't need me to tell you that it isn't. Oh.
The other thing I'm noticing too is that, I mean, obviously we can play the game, but the table, the fact that she's so far away from us, like, she said that thing of, I don't know you. And that's now it's really showing. It's like we can't even really get to know her because she's so far away from us. Still.
The princess visibly panics as another torch sputters.
Wait. Maybe this is just too easy. Maybe if we added more rules and pieces, it would be fun again.
Yeah. The game's just a little simple. We can make it fun again.
So many metaphors, oh my god. I love it!
The shadow descends on the board once again. More pieces are added, their shapes more intricate, their purposes less immediately clear, and the two of you set about discovering the complexities of the game anew. And so you do. And it is fun again. In fact, it's almost as fun as the first time you played, and the sputtering torch roars back to life. But then you get used to the additions, and the feeling starts to fade, a creeping numbness settling in over the board. More pieces are added. The feelings flare. The feelings fade. The princess suggests new rules. A glimmer of what could have been excitement flits through your mind, quickly vanishing as the game progresses. Your pieces advance in an ever-increasing slog to their destination. Winning and losing become nothing but ends. And even the end becomes nothing as you roll over into a new game, the board resetting as many times as you can finish. Till finally...
I'm out of ideas. I'm actually out of ideas this time. I don't think I can play anymore.
As the words leave the princess's mouth, another torch goes out. Again, the remaining flames burn brighter, and the shadow dances faster.
I'm happy. I promise. We're both so happy here. You don't have to be upset.
This is awful.
Isn't it great that we're all having such a lovely time together? We just have to stay positive and realise how happy we are. Then all of those lights will stay on and keep showing us all the cool stuff we have.
Yeah, sure.
Stagnation.
The princess starts to hyperventilate, her quick breaths punctuating the uncomfortable silence between you.
Yes! Why wouldn't I be? Let's not talk about it.
She's being defensive. And we all know being defensive is a sign of weakness.
No, it's a sign that she's terrified!
I don't feel anything.
I will spritz you with a water bottle. Seriously.
The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
Oh, I like this. Don't worry about what's going to happen. If you could choose to do anything in the world, what would it be? What would you choose?
I think I'd like to dance under the stars.
That sounds lovely.
But there aren't any stars here. I'd have to leave.
As she says that, the shadow rushes forward and tightens its grip on her wrists.
I'm not happy here. I don't think I ever was.
The princess
No.
sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows
No!
out.
Oh god, I'm gonna cry. I'm trying to do something to make us feel better, and I'm the one who winds up fucking. Ugh. Yeah, I can see why. You can open your eyes. I'm still here, you know. You know what?
She
Whatever.
raises
I
her
like a
head,
good cry, okay?
mascara trailing down her cheeks.
So you are. It's dark in here, isn't it?
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over.
The princess pushes herself from her chair, and you instinctively do the same, waiting by the top of the stairs as she quietly crosses the room.
Yeah, exactly. I fully agree with you.
Do you still care about me?
Yeah. Whatever we had between us wasn't real, but this is real.
I don't know what this is.
I'd like us to find out.
Me too. And I don't think we're going to find anything here. So, I guess it's time for us to leave.
As the princess steps towards the stairs, you offer her your hand. The corners of her mouth curl into a demure smile, and she gently takes your hand in hers. She's
So about that
cold,
therapist,
a little
Robin.
but her skin against yours is the most real thing you have ever felt.
I can't remember if I've mentioned. I think I have mentioned this game to her before. I don't know if I've ever recommended it to her. I should though. I recommended Horizon to her, and she absolutely loves it. So I should tell her about this one. Although I don't know if she likes horror at all. Maybe she does. Who knows? Sorry. My therapist is really cool.
You're offering surprisingly little resistance. If we leave the cabin, doesn't that end the world? He's right, you know. You're giving us some real mixed signals, boss.
Yeah, I mean, psychological horror is a lot different. Yeah, the gore in this can be a lot at moments, but it paints such an amazing picture for everything, and they do such a good job of like having the gore be that stark contrast against the black and white.
Yes, well, I've seen my fairy tale ending, and I think there might be worse things than the end of the world.
Jesus, narrator, I actually feel bad for you for a
Well,
moment.
this is less work for us, anyways.
Shut up, opportunist.
Think what you will. You and the princess don't exchange words as you descend the stairs to the cabin's entrance.
She's so pretty.
And then the two of you step out into the world. I think this is the end of me. Even if it's not the end of you. I hope this was worth it. Genuinely, I do. He's really gone, isn't he? No boss anymore? No one left to tell us what to do? I guess we'll have to be our own boss then. About time.
The stars are so beautiful.
A quiet moment passes over you, a comfortable quiet.
I meant it when I said I wanted to dance.
Oh my god. She gently pulls you forward, and the two of you fall into a graceful step. The only rhythm that guides you is the shared thumping of your hearts, beating in perfect unison. Her face, worn and tired, brightens the faster you move, a soft, sad smile widening and widening until it reflects only genuine affection. At least he didn't have to narrate the kiss, yes. You send her out in a wide spin and your arms stretch to their limits, only the tenuous grasp of your hand and hers holding you together. You share a gaze that feels like it lasts forever. I love this dude. I love the happily ever after design of her. So pretty.
Thank you for taking me here. This is nice, even if it's a little cold outside.
I want to know what she's gonna say about this one. I mean it. Meant it. Share a dance with your happy ending. Oh, God. That one got me good. You not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory
She's gone.
returns.
Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
I think showing the distance between them before she got up, like how small she was back there, and then also just kind of like the controlling manipulation of the smitten. Like, I know that there is a route you can get where he just goes off the rails because you literally ignore all of the things he's saying and you kill her anyway and he gets mad about it. I didn't think that there would be another facet to him. Smitten is interesting. Like, I'm terrified of him, but God, he's interesting.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Also, Jay called me a meanie earlier. It does. He used to be my favorite voice before the update. I mean, I don't know if I would consider him my favorite. I think my favorite's still Paranoid, to be perfectly honest. Like, I love Paranoid. And there is a route you could do with this with Paranoid. It's just apparently the guide I was looking at had them switched, so I went up with Opportunist instead. I love Paranoid. I think he's always going to be my favorite. I'm just gobsmacked that Smitten of all of the voices gets that many faucets to him. Facets. I know English.
If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him. Okay.
Faucets!
If you say so.
Faucets of water.
We'll
Yes,
trust you.
exactly.
Finally. We're going places.
Approach the mirror. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. You need to see what's in it. I am withered. That's right. Proceed. There's my pretty baby.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides
Rupert was
ebbing
the
and
best thing he's ever
flowing all
written.
at once in
I
what directions than my attention can get to go.
100%
To look at
believe
any
it.
one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
I want to know what she thinks of this vessel.
This one is a songbird in a cage of gilded shadows. She will make for an honest heart.
Songbird in a cage of gilded shadows. Like, damn.
Do not mourn her. She has finally learned to sing for herself.
It is. Ugh. So, I think what I'm gonna do is continue this next week, next Wednesday. Um, I mean, I know it'll get an ending. It won't take the whole stream, but I will figure out something else to do for the rest of the stream, even if it's just messing around with trying to get other achievements. Because there's one more, which is the cage. And I know it takes, it takes like an hour to an hour and a half to get through each of these routes. And I usually end between 9 and 10, depending. So yeah, I think next week, and I start at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, whatever that's called. But I'm gonna let me go ahead and go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Okay, so it threw me off because it said epilogue, and I was thinking, oh, an honest heart, share your happy ending with her. Ah, I love that.
You're on a path. You're here to slay her.
Let me save. So yeah, I think I will come back and do this next week, and finish with the cage. Yeah, you did. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the follow. I'm glad you're hello. VTuber keeps cocking up. Yeah, feel free to come back. I am Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, starting around Mondays is 7:30 Pacific Standard Time because we're doing D&D right now. We're currently on Keys to the Golden Vault. And we usually start a little bit late for people. There's a couple Mondays I know we're not going to be doing stuff just because, or at least we're not going to be doing D&D because one of our friends works for Honey Baked Ham, and the holidays. And then Wednesdays are I do whatever. So this coming Wednesday will be continuing Sailor Princess, and then Fridays is usually Final Fantasy 14. Right now we are wrapping up Dawn Trail, and I don't know if we'll be doing it this week. I think it just depends on how everybody feels. But probably. I mean, I'm sure we could all use the distraction, as we know. And then my sister, who was in here earlier, Kasen Rin, she does Fridays and weekends. She does Fridays with us in 14, and then she does weekends. Right now she's doing the Sim series. And another friend of ours, Tessa Rocks, also does the days in between, Tuesdays and Thursdays usually. Oh, good lord, okay, yeah. My body was just like, you know what? How about you're tired now? I'm gonna see if anyone else is playing. Ooh, somebody's doing Kingdom 2 Crowns though. Excuse me, princess. So, Hunter Hiro is doing the Pristine Cut. Let me see if I can. He is a male VTuber. Let me see. I like his VTuber. It's very nice. You want to see yours one? Let's see if he is allowed to. We'll have to see if he's allowed to do a raid. Or we're allowed to do a raid. Now that we've had a good time to go to sleep. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for joining. And yeah, I don't use my Twitter anymore. I use Blue Sky instead. So you can follow me there. It is under Chromatic Rain if you want to, and I will have to just update some stuff there. And yeah, I'll see if I can do a raid. And thank you all so much for coming and for watching and talking with me. This was a lot of fun. And hopefully next week we can continue on. Apology in place, phasing out. Me too. I think it is necessary. So I agree with you with 110%. All right. Yeah, I will go ahead and follow you back then. And let me see if you allow me to raid. It looks like they are going to allow to raid. So I will see you all on the other side. Have a wonderful night and stay safe out there, everyone.
Like, if you're gonna make a redeem, we'll do it right, not just evil for the sake of it. Yo, Chromatic Rain. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. My name's Hunter here. We are playing Slay the Princess. What are y'all up to? And have y'all self-cared? Have you had some water, some food? Give yourself some big old stretch, anything like that, please. And, oh, Chromatic, you were also playing Slay the Princess. Okay, hype. All right, are you my senpai? Have you played this game a lot, or is this also the first time? This is the first time for me, and I'm loving this game. It's incredible. I'm kicking myself I did not play it earlier. What are you up to? I was. Yes, no, welcome in, welcome in. I want to see bad guy because they just want to be there just the way they choose to be. Pop one of those. Thank you very much for the shout out. Let's see. What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place.
Interesting. I
and
just kind of
chains
pop. I
again.
love morally gray villains.
More
I
of
do
them.
too. I was. Hello, welcome in, Cyber Mermaid Comedy. I like your name, by the way. Yes, no, I'm completely fresh meat. I know absolutely nothing about this game, and I've been having a blast. But I hope you've had a chance to self-care today. Anybody from Chromatic Stream, if you need to get some after-stream care, just need to go lurk, go to bed, all that type of stuff, I completely understand.